This is the BBC World Service.
Correspondent Katie Watson is at Capitol Hill.
Well, with me in the newsroom at the studio is our economics correspondent.
Good afternoon. This is Ryan Lewis with your 90.3 WESS News Brief for Thursday, October 31st. The time now is 2 o'clock. According to the Pocono Record, 6 businesses were robbed late Monday night into early Tuesday morning within a quarter-mile radius of Route 209. The burglars went to the businesses of Halal's Meat Market, Charms Dollhouse, and DeConte Christian Daycare, Kevin's Hog Heaven Restaurant, China King Restaurant, and Diva's the Second Hair Salon. It is reported that the robbers used rocks to smash the windows of all the shops, but only took a TV and a laptop from DeConte Christian Daycare. The property owner of the hair salon says she received a phone call early Tuesday morning about the alarm going off, so she rushed to the store to find it had been broken into. Multiple owners of the different businesses claim that their stores had been previously broken into months before this incident. Police are still investigating. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, University of Delaware professor Joel Best had been conducting research for the threat of poison candy when kids go out trick-or-treating on Halloween nights. The research found that not only is the threat highly unlikely, but thinks that people trying to poison small children is, and I quote, is as likely as vampires and witches going door-to-door each October 31st. Best said that he couldn't find any likely cases of people poisoning candy, even with the research of 25 years of newspaper articles. I couldn't find anything, Best stated. There was one kid that was poisoned by his father for insurance money, and he just assumed that was happening all the time. Since that incident, which was back in the 80s, only 4 cases were found that had been a hoax the whole time. According to the New York Times, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin III said that he would vote for a non-discrimination bill that helps protect gay men, lesbians, and transgender people from being discriminated against when applying for a job. The fact that Manchin III made this statement is a big deal because it means that all 55 members of the Democratic majority are going to vote for the bill to take action and eliminate what has been a problem in Congress for almost 40 years. Manchin stated, "There's no way that I could ever not support something that basically bans discrimination. There's no way. It's just a fundamental right." In addition to the 55 Democratic senators in approval of the bill, there are 4 Republicans that are in support, which means that there only needs one more vote to overcome a filibuster. Republican support is one of the only problems that are stopping the notion to be put in action. Susan Collins of Maine, along with Mark Kirk of Illinois, are trying to persuade the other Republicans to help pass this law and end discrimination in the workplace. The bill that would be passed is to protect from discrimination to people because of sexual orientation and gender identity. The proposal would be the first of its kind of argument to advance this far into the House of Congress. As of right now, there is no federal law that prohibits discrimination in the workplace based on sexual orientation, with 29 states not even having such a law in place. According to CNN, there was yet another suicide bombing in Iraq, along with some gunfire that took the lives of 31 individuals between Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. One incident was reported in Al-Tamariya, which is located about 43.5 miles north of Baghdad. It was reported that 2 suicide bombers attacked the house of a Sunni leader during a banquet to honor Iraqi security officers. This attack killed 22 people and injured an additional 15. The attack yesterday was at a police checkpoint before heading into Mosul, Iraq, that killed at least 9 people and injuring another 25. According to Mosul police, a car bomb was detonated at the checkpoint that had been occupied by police and military forces. Police said among the dead are 4 security officers and 4 women. According to ESPN, tonight the 6-2 Cincinnati Bengals travel to Miami to take on the 3-4 Dolphins as Ryan Tannehill tries to bring his team to an even record on their home turf in what could be a preview of an AFC playoff matchup later in the year. The Bengals look to keep impressing critics and take a solid lead in the AFC North over their rivals Steelers and Ravens. The Chicago Bulls are back in action tonight after their loss Tuesday night to the defending champion Miami Heat. Derrick Rose makes his return to the United Center to play his first game there in over a year and defeat an old rival in Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks. According to the Los Angeles Times, new Paramount Pictures film in the making, Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, is turning heads all across the country. Director Martin Scorsese had to wait a couple of extra months to get the final copy set and ready for the big screens, but critics say the wait might be worth it. The movie is based upon a true story of Jordan Belfort, played by DiCaprio, who spent almost 2 years in prison after being found guilty of stock fraud. Alongside DiCaprio is another star, and Jonah Hill, who plays a sidekick of Belfort, just as he played the similar role in Moneyball with Brad Pitt. The movie was originally set to be released November 15th, but because of the delay, the final cut, it was pushed back to Christmas Day. In ESU news, tonight at the Pocono Community Theater, there is a showing of Nightmare on Elm Street, a Halloween classic that everyone seems to enjoy. Tomorrow night at Eller Martin Stadium, there is a Warrior Spirit Night pep rally and fireworks to get ready for homecoming. On Saturday, homecoming is finally here, with the parade starting at 12 o'clock p.m. and the game starting at 3 o'clock p.m. against Lock Haven University. More homecoming events continue on later that evening, with Bouncing Off the Walls at 10 o'clock p.m. in Lenape Lounge. The local weather brought to you by the Weather Channel. Today is a high of 63 with a low of 58 and 50% chance of PM showers. Local traffic brought to you by Google Maps. Traffic is moving fast on 80 east and westbound with slow patches in the Strasburg area. This has been Ryan Lewis with your 90.3 WESS News Brief, and now back to the BBC.
Residents in what's possibly